Download the app from the App and Play Store.
Welcome to Sunrise YouTube. My name is Shabnam Sahi and I'm discussing our changing world on Sunrise with Dr. Selva Pankaj, who is CEO of Regent Group. Now, this is the last in our series of conversations and it ties in virtually everything that we've been talking about, everything that we've been mulling over. And this is titled Leading in the New Economy. You're talking about, Selva, what makes a leader? How important is a leader in society? What are the qualities that would make anyone, in fact, capable of leading others?
Yep.
And you also talk about how there is likely to be only one leader in a scenario, right? Explain what you mean by that.
Yeah, so it's just to sort of step back on it. There are various theories have developed over the years about leadership. You know, the theory X, theory Y, if you've sort of gone into business schools. We are really looking at the leading in the new economy in the 21st century is very, very differently. And we talk about the two types of people. Either there is followers or leaders we are talking about. And what we are really talking about is that you got to be an intelligent follower to become a leader. And then your specific question about there's only one person. When you look through an organization, when you look through a family context, when they are making significant creative process, whatever that creative process is, there's always a one person who will stand out like a beacon of light. You know, it could be Mahatma Gandhi, you know, it could be Steve Jobs, it could be Elon Musk. You know, these are people. So and that's what we really mean. And it could be wherever in their field. There's one or two people who have really look outside, and then they inspire. And that's what we are really saying that. And then our job is, or our learning is to inspire that and become in our field like those people who have done that. So that's what we are giving people that invitation to become one.
In fact, you say that, you know, it's important for us to choose our special skill and master it. And that is the way to leadership, right?
That's right. That's right. I mean, leadership, again, is a progressive realization. And then we'll talk about whether you can train the leader, whether born leaders. There are so many things out there. And in our view, anyone can become an effective leader. I don't think we need to be born. I think we don't necessarily sort of see that, but we understand that piece of research. But here we are saying anybody can become. And again, from their perspective, if the goal is to be a great father, a great husband, that's perfectly a good leadership role. And again, it's not all about the top jobs what Gandhi done or Nadella done or whatever. Even in our own home, we can be
a leader in whatever you've chosen
to do. Everyone is in a leadership role. You know, a teacher is in a leadership role to the class. A lecturer is in a leadership role to their students there. So we are all in leadership, but we got to be a follower as well.
I was just coming to that, where you say that you've got to be a good follower to be a good leader, right? Does that mean being receptive to other ideas, or does that mean the willingness to be led by somebody else or to have a mentor?
I think what we say is not necessarily a good follower. We say an intelligent follower.
An intelligent follower.
So it's a subtle difference between good and bad and your intelligence. So therefore what it really means is you're not following blindly. You're taking pieces of different things of perhaps leaders, and that's where the study is so important. So you study, you understand how they dealt with it, and then you bring that to your own circumstances, and then you then become a leader, and that will sort of get you into the journey.
I love the way how you talk about all of us being part of a group. None of us can operate purely on our own, be it in an organization or indeed in the world. And you talk about how a leader is someone who would also know whether they need to be an originator or an executor in a task, right? So it is about knowing when you want to take the secondary role and when you want to lead, when you want to be the dominant person leading others. And as long as you're not too bothered about taking credit for it.
Absolutely. And again, you don't necessarily need to be dominant. When it comes to leadership, here we talk about people follow you because they want to. You don't need to be dominant. I think people didn't follow Gandhi. He wasn't dominant at all. I mean, he's one of the greatest leaders this world has ever seen. And that's why he's in Westminster now. And he led the whole British Empire, even without wearing a shirt. So I think, so the leadership is sort of more profound. And it's very much in the book I'm talking about. It is more sort of you manage from the left and you lead from the right. It is an art. It's not a science, and it's so profound and it's so different. So therefore, I think leadership is making people to follow you because they want to, not because they need to, and they want to. And again, in a context of a company, or people will follow you. Sometimes they follow certain leaders in a company when it's need to, because they need a wage back at the end of the month, and they follow the leader. But that's the need to. When they want to, it's very different.
When they naturally gravitate towards someone because of the way they think or the way they behave.
Because they want to. So it's and leadership qualities are the leader should ask the question: why are they coming? Do they need to, or do they want to? If you have lots of people coming behind you because they want to, your company is growing.
And I'm delighted by the way you have quoted Gandhi on so many occasions here in our conversations, and calling him one of the greatest leaders. And he's a man who has. There are so many things that he has done and said which have become quotable quotes now. And one of my favorite ones, of course, is where he says, "Be the change that you wish to see in the world." It's one thing for you to sit and complain about this not being done, that not being done, that not being done that way. What are you doing about changing that, right? Absolutely. It is all down to your actions. Now, talking about leadership qualities and leaders specifically here, Selva, you say that a leader is also a planner, a thinker, a doer, who takes responsibility for their own growth.
Absolutely. It's 100%. And I think we put it in another way. You got to do it by yourself, but you can't do it alone.
Which is where you bring in how you need to develop a composite with another person as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So is it about judging your relationships with those around you and knowing which role you need to play, again, either as an originator or an executor in every given situation?
Yeah, it's not sometimes judging. It's about, again, it's that inside out. So you actually acting and doing from inside, and then you're growing from inside. And when you're growing from inside, and that's where the inside out education comes in, and then you attract. And effectively, again, attract might not be the right terminology. I will probably say they follow you because they want to. So the best way. Another simple example to explain is it's like if you just take an example of an egg. If the pressure comes from inside out, what do you get? You get a chicken. What happens? The pressure comes from outside in. The
Just
shell.
a cracked egg shell, yeah.
Nothing. So no creation there. So I think if you want to create, you got to be inside out. And then you stick to your, again, cause and effect. So it's also simple sometimes. You simply walk on the side of the truth. You understand the natural laws. You just set your goals. You work from inside. And Gandhi knew what exactly he wanted. He wanted a liberated India. That's all he wanted. He didn't care about anything else. He just wanted a India with freedom. And then he did it. Everybody followed him. Millions of people. British Empire needed to change their mind.
Yeah. And as you say, I mean, there are people who continue to draw inspiration from Gandhian philosophy to this day in various contexts, when they are trying to change the world or bring about, whether it is climate change or, as we were saying, gay rights. So there's so many people fighting for different causes, and they draw so much inspiration from the way Gandhi went about acting on the changes he wanted to see.
Exactly. And then true leaders, they say, and as I previously said, a true leader will want people to follow because they want to. But we are following him even after he's not in this world. So those leaders who are making people to follow because they need to, as soon as they're gone, they're just gone. But he is a true, in Harvard Business School, I was the first lecture. Gandhi's picture was they put in, and then they talk about him. And Stanford, they do that. They greatly admire because he's and then the non-violence and the way he did it. So it's a great example for all of us to, regardless of he's from Asia, but he's a true leader. And there are lots of other people there to talk about as well.
Well, that almost concludes our series, of course. We're discussing our changing world. And Selva, it's been such a pleasure talking to you about various elements of, again, as you say, things that people can draw from, learn from, they can adapt and make it their own and implement these things in their own lives, as long as we understand what the universal laws of nature are, the laws that cannot be changed, the laws that we need to, or we aim to master, so we can lead better, happier, more fulfilled lives. I'm talking about your book. I'm going to bring in your book one more time for the benefit of those who may have missed the previous conversation on this. So you have, as you said, it is your life's work. It is everything that you have learned, you have lived through, you have experienced, and you have very helpfully brought it out in paperback form in a book which is going to be titled Thinking into Character.
That's right.
And it is out this July, of course. And what would you like to say to our YouTube viewers as a last message, a summing up of the entire series, and also to give them a little sense of what your book will entail?
Sure. I think it says on the program Our Changing World, and as you correctly summed up, I think the world will change. Its change is inevitable. But the growth is our choice. And I think these books and the program and everything what we are doing our part as educators. And, we truly want to send the message, the end of education is character. And when we did it, we didn't know how to. But I think after sort of just about 20 years now, we kind of worked it out. And it's today, and I'm sure we'll be continuously improving and changing, because in 2-3 years' time, our awareness level will go up as well. So this is a sum of what we know now. Clearly not the end product.
Yes.
There'll be a lot more.
It's a work in progress.
Absolutely. Life is always a work in progress. So there's the next one will come. So let's keep enjoying what's out there.
Selva, wishing you the very best for the book, of course. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for talking to all our viewers on Sunrise YouTube. Thank you very much.
The app available from the App and Play Store.